Welcome to part 2 of the discussion on partnership formation. So, kanina ay nag-stop tayo doon sa valuation of the contribution of partners. So, let us continue. So, halimbawa, nag-contribute, ang pinost kong ending question kanina, kung nag-contribute ng cash, nag-contribute ng PPE, how do we value this? Kung nag-contribute ng inventory, how do we value this? So, we will be guided by several provisions of the Civil Code and the standards for us to be able to establish kung ano dapat yung valuation of the contribution of partners at the partnership formation stage. So Article 1787 of the Civil Code states that when the capital or part thereof which a partner is bound to contribute consists of goods, their appraisal must be made in the manner prescribed in the contract of partnership, and in the absence of stipulation, it shall be made by experts chosen by the partners and the according current prices. The subsequent changes thereof being for the account of the partnership. So, ang sinasabi dito sa Article 1787 ay, when we contribute goods, it must be appraised in a manner na naka-indicate doon mismo sa agreement na pinirmahan ng mga partner, the partnership agreement, if it is goods. Otherwise, kung walang naka-indicate doon, it shall be made by experts chosen by the partners, then according to the prices na kung ano ang magiging after careful analysis and evaluation of those experts na magiging appraisal ng mga items na contribute sa partnership. So when we say appraisal, as used in the Civil Code, it suggests the valuation of capital contribution at fair value. So ang sinasabi dito yung fair value, kapag appraisal, the capital contribution should be at fair value. Yung fair value na to, di ba, kapag nagpunta ka sa isang perfectly competitive market, in an arm's length transaction, mabibili mo yung ganitong klaseng item. Kumbaga, the fair value in the market. Kung magkano siyang binibenta or binibili in the market will be the reasonable price for the item. Okay, moreover, the provision of PFRS 2, the share-based payments, that equity instruments issued for non-cash items should be valued at the fair value of the non-cash items received parallels that of Article 1787. So, naka-indicate sa PFRS 2, share-based payments na yung mga equity instruments issued for non-cash items. Itong kasing partnership, yung partnership agreement, these are equity instruments because yung ininvest mo or kinontribute mo doon sa partnership ay equity mo or capital mo, pagmamayari mo doon sa business na yon. So naka-indicate dyan na yung equity instrument daw for issued for non-cash items. Ibig sabihin, nag-contribute ka ng property, nag-contribute ka ng PPE, it should be valued at the fair value of the non-cash items receivable. So, ibig sabihin, yung naka-indicate sa Civil Code, Article 1787, it is the same with that of the provision of PFRS 2. Na sinasabi niya na the non-cash item should be measured at fair value. Pansinin mo, the non-cash item should be at fair value. Ang sabi naman sa Article 1777, the appraisal must be made in the manner prescribed in the contract. Kung wala, it is the expert. Pero kapag tinignan mo yung appraisal, the term appraisal na as used in the Civil Code, it means the valuation of capital at fair value. Okay, next. Accordingly, all assets contributed because of the Article 1787 and the parallel provisions of PFRS 2 share-based payments, we can say that all assets contributed to and related liabilities assumed by partnership are initially measured at fair value. So, may explanation. An equity instrument is any contract that evidences a residual interest in the assets of of an entity after deducting the liabilities. The fair value is the price that would be received to sell an asset or pay to transfer a liability in an orderly transaction between market participants at the measurement date defined under PFRS 13. Okay, so accordingly, all assets and related liabilities assumed by the partnership are initially measured at fair value. So as of this slide, we measure the contributions at fair value. So let us look at the next slide. Valuation, this is just a continuation. When measuring the contributions of partners, the following additional guidance from the PFRSS shall be observed. So according to dun sa mga several standards, merong specific provisions related to contributions of this type. Halimbawa, cash and cash equivalents ang kinontribute mo according to Philippine Accounting Standards number 7. It should be measured at face amount at hindi sa fair value. Kasi yung face amount, yaan na rin naman ang fair value ng iyong cash items. So according to PAS 7, when it is a cash and cash equivalent, it should be measured at face amount. Next, according to PAS number 2, when the contribution is inventory, it should be measured at lower of cost and net realizable value. So yung cost niya, yung historical cost niya, yung net realizable value is yung selling price minus yung cost to sell. Ganon. Yun yung according to PAS number 2. So dun sa previous slide, sabi lahat ng assets should be measured, all assets contributed to the partnership shall be measured at fair value. But because of this, PAS 7, PAS 2, in-identify na yung cash ay face amount, inventory, LC, NRV. The rest ay at fair value pa rin based on our understanding. Next, each partner's capital account is credited to the fair value of his net contribution, the asset contribution less any liability assumed by the partnership. So, ano sinasabi dito? For example, nag-contribute ka ng land, pero yung land ay may part doon na nakautang. For example, ang naka-mortgage dun sa land ay 100,000. Then, kung yan ay i-assume ng partnership, yung liability na yan, i-minus mo yan sa yung partner's capital account. Kasi ang sabi dito, i-credit lang yung net contribution mo. No contribution shall be valued at an amount that exceeds the contribution's recoverable amount. So, hindi pwedeng mas mataas ang credit sa capital mo than the contribution na binigay mo. Each partner's contribution shall be adjusted accordingly before recognition in the partnership's books. So, we define under PAS 36, the recoverable amount is the higher between the asset's fair value less cost to sell and the value in use. Okay, let's proceed. So, as of this slide, fair value lahat, pero kapag cash, face amount, inventory, LC, NRV. Next, a partner's subsequent share in profits or losses shall also be credited or debited to his capital account. So, kung ano man yung magiging share niya sa profit, i-credit mo sa kanya dahil ang normal yun ang normal balance ng capital accounts. Likewise, permanent withdrawals of capital are debited to the partner's capital account. Temporary withdrawals may be debited to the partner's drawings account. The sum of the balances in the partner's individual or capital accounts represents the total equity of the partnership. So kung magkano ang suma total ng lahat ng partner A capital, partner B capital, yun ang partnership capital. So may sinasabing, ito na yung mga peculiar accounts na ginagamit, yung partner's drawings account na sa partnership lang makikita. So, this is a temporary account na kino-close sa iyong partner's capital account. So, let us look at this. There are the partner's ledger accounts, the capital accounts, the drawing accounts, and the receivable from or payable to partner account. There is a note, we separate capital and drawing accounts as established for each partner. For example, ang partner mo is si Juan Bayan, meron kang Juan Bayan capital account title at meron ka ding Juan Bayan drawings account title. I know you know this. This is just a refresher of what you have identified before. So let us look at the capital accounts using a T account. For example, you look at this as a T account. For example, a one buy-in capital. Let us analyze kung anong magiging credits and anong magiging debits sa one buy-in capital account. We know as third year, as senior accounting students, that the partner's capital account is a real account and has a normal credit balance because in the formula, asset is equal to liability plus capital, nasa credit side yung capital. So that is the normal balance. So kapag merong initial investment sa partnership formation, kung nag-invest ka ngayon ng cash 500,000, it will be credited to you. One buy-in capital. So debit cash and then credit one buy-in capital, initial investment yon. Kapag nag-additional investment ka o the same lang, debit cash or equipment, credit your one buy-in capital. Kapag merong share in the profits and loss after determination of the performance of the organization, then i-credit lang yun sa yung one buy-in capital account. Kung ikaw ay permanently nag-withdraw ka ng capital mo dahil meron kang kailangang may kailangan kang pagkagastusan, it will debited to you. Kung ang share in profits ay naka-credit, then the share in the losses will be debited to your capital account as a deduction. So lahat ng debits are deductions to your capital accounts. Debit balance of the drawings account. So kung remember, the drawings account are temporary accounts yung drawings account is a contra account to the capital account. So, binabawas lang natin yun. So, kung binabawas natin siya sa capital account mo at the end of the term, you have to recognize na ibawas mo yan sa iyong capital account dahil siya ay nag-withdraw. Debit balance of the drawings account. Let us look at the drawings account. The drawings account, we know that it is a nominal account that is close to the related capital account at the end of the period. This account is a contra equity account and has a normal debit balance. So, simulan muna naman natin dito sa debit balances. So, kung mayroong temporary withdrawals during the period, it is debited dahil yan ang kanyang normal balance. Kung temporary funds held to be remitted to the partnership, nakatanggap ka ng funds na dapat ay para sa partnership, it is debited as a drawing. Kumbaga, halimbawa, merong nagbayad sa'yo as a mutual agent of the partnership. So, kung nagbayad sa'yo yan, you have to remit it to the partnership. So, how do you recognize it? Muna, you have to recognize it as a debit to your drawings account. So, kaya eventually ay ibabawas doon sa capital account mo. Ano ang credit naman? Recurring reimbursable cost by the partner. So, for example, meron kang kailangang bayaran, yung mga, kaya sa recurring because these are normal or regular in the operation. So, meron kang binili, kailangan i-reimburse yan. So, these are deductions. Kumbaga, chargeable yan sa partnership, pero inabunuhan mo muna. So, ito ay ibawas mo sa iyong drawings account dahil eventually yan ay i-close naman sa yung capital account. So, yung credit, any credit sa iyong drawings account, these are additions. Ito ay addition. Yung credit sa drawings account ay addition sa iyong capital accounts. Okay. Let us look the receivable from or payable to a partner. The partnership may enter into a loan transaction with a partner. So, pwedeng magpautang si partnership. Kaya nga merong mga partners loan account, kaya nga merong mga account title na receivable from partner, payable to partner. A loan extended by the partnership to a partner is recorded as a receivable from the partner. So, kung nagpautang si partnership, meron siyang receivable from the partner. Pero kung baliktad naman, si partnership naman ang nangutang kay partner, meron naman siyang payable to the partner. Okay, so eventually, this will be closed out. Dapat at the end of the period, ay ma-identify na natin yung mga items na receivable from the partner and payable to the partner. And it should be settled at the appropriate measurement period. Okay, so I think that ends the discussion on the conceptual items related to partnership formation. So you may proceed to partnership formation. I think we have to edit this. Partnership formation part 3 for the computational discussion. So part 3 and part 4 na yun. Part 3 and part 4. Thank you.